Hi everybody. Alright, well we're going to display one of our new stoves here, the 50 BMG. Now has 4-inch vent pipe. And a little different grate on top here. You can see here that the grate actually comes apart and everything will be able to store inside. But just makes it a little easier for transportation. Still the same design, still has a damper door and heavy wall tubing. And the burn chamber has been upgraded to 3/16. Anyway, show you the inside is still the same. I'm just starting to put some wood in it and show you guys how I light this thing. I just take sticks and put it down the chimney. Small sticks. Gather your wood ahead of time. You can see I got some sticks I just picked up in the yard here. And we'll just go ahead and load the chimney up with some really tiny stuff. And then we'll get this thing started. Alright, I got it loaded up pretty good. You can see on inside there. And I use fat wood to light these. Always have some fat wood laying around. You can pick this up at a hardware store or just many different places. But typically it's the easiest way to start one of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and set. Alright, sorry I don't have 3 hands, but I just lit it off. I'd hold it inside the stove for a while, away from the wind, just so that you can get it going. It will drip sap, so don't hold it over something you really want, you're really fond of. But we'll get it burning up here a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and just drop it right down inside the chimney once we get it going pretty good. Back. Sorry I had to run and answer the phone really quick, but we're just getting it started. Obviously when you first light it off, you're going to get a little bit of the smoke going until we get up to temperature. But we'll go ahead and put a little more wood down inside here. And you can take it can take a pretty long piece of wood. I mean, this is going to be about the size, if we look at the hand, of some of the wood you can get in there. But you can see the flame starting to come up, and we'll check back in a second when we're up to temperature. Alright, we got it going pretty good. That flame is, if you can see that, it's up there pretty good. I got the door closed. If we open up the door, you can actually hear it. And here, we'll actually shut down and see. Here, we'll close the door and then show you the flame up here. If I close that off, we actually shut the flame down. Alright, well, we're going to do a little test here and boil some water. This is, you can see how big that pot is. It's about a gallon of water in there right now. And we'll cover it up and let it run. Alright, well, we're back. I've been running it for a while. I started it at the pot at 139, and we are boiling. It is 2:02 right now, so what does that make? 22 minutes, 23 minutes-ish. I didn't watch it as soon as it started boiling, but gives you an idea of how this thing operates. You just put a little. Now that we got a nice bed of coals in there, we can put a little bit bigger log. You can see that's twice the size of my thumb, give or take. So, but if you want a hot fire, use smaller sticks. It's just common sense. They burn faster. And then if you're going to slow it down a little bit, then you can put some larger sticks in there. But anyway, we are boiling and making some leaf soup. There's just some water that was sitting out here in one of our pots that we should have emptied before the mosquitoes got in there. But anyway, just give you guys an idea of the new stove. And we will be shipping these, well actually we're shipping them as early as next week. So mid to end of October, we start shipping this new model of the stove. We're guessing the output of the stove is about 25% more than our old stove, just by you know, the amount of wood that we're using. But you know, just like any rocket stove, you have to feed it, and it takes a little bit of learning curve there to get the right air and fuel mixture. You know, as we shut this thing down, it'll pull more air through the chute here, and we open up the air a little bit, it'll burn a little hotter. Also, if you're going to use this for an emergency heating source, if you go more than 5 feet of vent pipe on it, which most people are probably going to do if they're using it in a tent or an ice shanty or something, you're going to have to install a damper into the 4-inch vent pipe, because you will overrun the stove and it'll just burn through wood too quickly. But you know, those are things that you know, everybody has to try out and figure out what works best. Just like any wood stove, you got to have some way of controlling the air on the exhaust. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, drop a comment, and you can obviously contact us through our website at SHTFandGO. That's StuffHitsTheFanandGo.com. But thanks for watching.